Hey guys, it's Mr. Vise with your Classwork Lesson 10 video, and just in case you missed it. So you should have this document open, you should be following along as I do it. Or you should, what really should be doing is pausing the video, trying it, and then seeing what the answer is. That'll be the best thing you can do. So for the warm-up, write the linear equations for the lines shown. So linear equations are y equals mx plus b. M is your rise over run, and your b is your y-intercept. So y would be, well, the rise would be, for the blue line, the rise would be up 3 over 1, and since it's negative, it's going to be negative 3 over 1 because going down. Line's going down. X plus plus b, and you can see this line crosses at 8, so plus 8. Then y equals, so for the black line, you can see that you can count it. It goes 1, 2, 3 over 1, so it's 3 over 1, x, and this one crosses at 2. So let's simplify that. Let's simplify the equation a little more. So it's negative 3 over 1 is negative 3x plus 8 equal to 3x plus 2. What is the solution to the system of linear equations? Write it as an ordered pair. So that solution is just where they cross. So you can see they cross at 1, 5. So they cross at 1, 5. Okay, so now for this one, they see they cross at 1, 5. For this one, find the solutions to such linear equations. To the system of linear equations, you wrote algebraically using the table. So here's the two equations right here, right? So we're going to set them equal to each other. And we're going to solve for x. And we should get 1, right? Because the x values, x is 1 here, and y is 5. So we should get 1 here. Check that out. So 1 times negative 3 is negative 3 plus 8 equals 3 times. So add positive 3x to both sides, so you get 8 equals 6x plus 2. Subtract the 2 on both sides, 6 equals 6x. Divide by 6 on both sides, 1 equals x. Okay. Does the solution you found in number 3 match your solution you found in number 2? Yeah, it does. Here, x equals 1. Blue. Let's take out that blue ink. X equals 1, and then for our solution, in number 3, and x equals 1 and number 2. So it's the same thing. So we were able to solve this equation graphically and algebraically now, which is pretty darn cool. So now let's go down. So let's go down. So now here, 10.1, wait, what? Different representations for linear equations. Here are a few different ways to write linear equations other than y equals mx plus b. So you can see here, these are all different ways you can write a line. And if you don't believe me, you can click on them and see that they produce a line. Click on any of them, they're all a line, right? So the question is, what do these different ways to write linear equations have in common with y equals mx b, and what is different? So one of the things people were saying in class was they both have equal signs. They both have x's. They both have x in the equation. And also you could say they both have y's. Both have y's in the equation. They both have numbers. People said that. Those are good. Those are 3 good ones. For this one, the difference is, well, y isn't isolated. Y is not by itself like in y equals mx plus b. The people also said we can't don't know the slope from the other equations. Don't know the slope don't know the slope. It's so people were saying it's formatted differently. Okay, these are formatted differently. Yeah, they are. Look, the thing is, you should know that these are lines. Even though they're not y equals mx b, they are still lines. They still produce a line. So even though these linear equations are written differently, they still produce a line. So we can have a system of linear equations involving these different linear equations, such as the examples I give you below. Okay. So 10.2, stepping up our game. When we have a system of linear equations where one of the equations is of the form y equals some stuff and y equals some other stuff, we set y equal y and solve the multi-step equation. This gives us the x value where the two lines cross. Although not every linear equation is written as a y equals mx plus b, as shown in 10.1. When this happens, we can solve the system of linear equations algebraically by using a technique called substitution. This basic idea is to replace a variable with an expression. It is equal to, so the expression is like a substitute for the variable. For example, let's start with the system y equals 5x and 2x minus y equals 9. Here we'll substitute for y since it is isolated. So what we mean by isolated is that this y is by itself. This y is by itself. This y over here is not by itself. And we can then substitute this 5x into this 5x so we can have a one variable equation. You cannot solve equations that you cannot solve for you can't solve an equation if it has two different variables. It needs to be a one variable equation. So we do that substitution, and then we can have a one variable equation that we can solve for that one variable. So you can see here, I'm changing that y right here to be 5x. Now that 5x is only in one variable, right? So that means this equation now only has one variable. This equation had two variables, now only has one variable, and we can able to solve from that variable. 2x minus 5x is negative 3, divide by 3, 9 divided by negative 3 is x equals negative 3. That means that these two lines intersect at negative 3. And we found that by the substitution method, okay? So now for the next one, here's another system, y equals 3x plus 2, 2x plus y equals 47. Here we'll substitute for y since it is isolated. So once again, this y is isolated. Over here, it is not. So we can, and also we need to make this a one variable equation. If it has multiple variables, we can't solve for one variable. So we do that substitution, y equals 3x plus 2. So we substitute into the second equation over here, and so that y becomes 3x plus 2, and now it's a one variable equation, and we can solve it. So 2x plus 3x plus 2 equals 47, 5x plus 2 equals 47. Subtract 2 on both sides and divide by 5. That means that these lines intersect at x equals negative 9. Pretty good so far. Okay, you can always pause the video if I'm going too fast. We didn't know at the time, but we're actually using substitution in the last lesson. As well, in that lesson, we looked at the system y equals 2x plus 6 and y equals negative x minus 4. Let's solve it with substitution. So before, we would just say y equals y and solve it like that. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to make the substitution more clearer. So you can see y equals 2x plus 6. We're going to substitute that y over here. We're going to substitute not that y, the second y. This y over here into this first equation and solve for x, because it's in one variable now. You can see that. We subtract, for this one, we subtract, so we have a negative 3x, so we're going to add 3x to both sides. So you get negative 4 equals 5x plus 6, which equals negative 10 equals 5x. And no, then subtract 6 on both sides, and you get negative 10 equals 5x. Divide by negative 2, and you get negative 2 divided by 10. Divide 5, so divide negative 10 by 5, and you get negative 2. So these two lines intersect at negative 2. Okay. So now, okay, so now we're actually going to do it, show you step by step. And you should be pausing the video, trying on your own, and then doing the problem. Okay. So y equals 4 and x equals negative 5y plus 6. So we're going to substitute this y here, that's here, over here. So we're going to have x equals negative 5 times 4 plus 6. X equals negative 20 plus 6. X equals negative 14. So that's where that substitution took place right there. You see that y became 4, because that's what it equals. Okay, so let's write that down. X equals negative 5 times 4 plus 6. X is equal to negative 20 plus 6. X is equal to negative 14. So that means that these two lines cross at x equals negative 14. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so the same thing here. Y equals negative 3x plus 10. Y equals negative 2x plus 6. So I'm going to substitute this y over here to that y right there. So negative 3x plus 10 is equal to negative 2x plus 6. Add the 3x to both sides. So 10 equals negative 2x plus 3x is x plus 6. I'm going to make a wee. See, wee. So I'll subtract 6 both sides. So 4 equals x, right? So you see that's what we substituted. We substituted this, the green right there. Check out the green. That's how we substituted. So y is equal to negative 2x plus 6. We change the y on the left side to negative 3x plus 10. We added 3 on both sides, and we got 10 equals x plus 6. We subtracted the 6 on both sides, so we got 4 equals x. So that means that these two lines cross at 4. Okay, cross at 4. Okay. So now let's do the next one. So this one we have y equals negative 3x minus 5, and y equals 4x plus 30. So I'm going to take this y and plug it into that y. So negative 3x is equal to 4x plus 30. So add 3x to both sides. Negative 5 equals 7x plus 30. Subtract 30 on both sides. So negative 35 is equal to 7x. Divide by 7 both sides. Negative 5 is equal to x. So let's do that. So negative 35, no, so called negative 3x. So we have y equals 4x plus 30. Substitute that y with negative 3x minus 5, which is 4x plus 30. And then add the 3 to both sides, you get 7x plus 30. And then subtract 30 on both sides, you get negative 35 equals 7x. And divide by 7 on both sides, you get negative 5 equals x. Okay, we're going to go to the next one. So here I helped you set up this one. So we have y equals 3x, x equals negative 2y plus 56. So we're going to take this y, plug it into this y. So x equals negative 2 times 3x plus 56. So x equals negative 6x plus 56. Add the 6x to both sides. So 7x equals 56. Divide by 7. X equals 8. And that's from substituting this into there, right there, right? And then negative 2 times 3 is 6, negative 6x, and so on, right? X equals negative 2 times 3x plus 56. Multiply negative 2 times negative positive 3x equals negative 6x plus 56. Add the 6x to both sides, so you get 7x equals 56. You get x equals 8. Okay, guys, so we're going to be doing the number 5. So x equals negative 2y minus 15. Y equals negative 2x. So now this y is by itself over here, right? So we're going to plug it into the other y that I have highlighted. So x equals negative 2 times negative 2x minus 15. So x equals 4x minus 15. Subtract 3x on both sides. Negative 2x equals negative 15. And then, no. That's strange. I got signed out. Sign in. So let me fix this quickly. So I'm going to subtract. Let me pause this real quick while I put my password in. So negative subtract 4 on both sides, and you get x minus 4x is 3x. So divide by negative 3, and you get x equals 5, because the negative divided by negative is a positive. Okay, so I'm going to start off with x equals negative 2 times y minus 15. replace that y with negative 2x minus 15. I'm going to have x equal to positive 4x minus 15. I'm going to subtract the 4 on both sides. I'm going to get negative 3x to negative 15. Divide by 3 on both sides, and you get positive x equals positive 5. Okay. So we do have 2 bonus questions to work on today. They're a little different. And the reason why they're a little different is because if you look at them, that's really big. If you look at them, clear that, they don't have y solved for. They don't. They have x solved for. So you take that x and you place it here. So it's going to be x plus 10, x plus y equals 10. So I replace that x with 2y plus 1 plus y equals 10. So combine these two like terms, 3y plus 1 equals 10. Subtract 1 on both sides, 3y equals 9. Divide by 3 on both sides, y equals 3. X plus y equals 10. So you replace that x with 2y plus 1 plus y equals 10. Combine like terms, 3y plus 1 is equal to 10. Subtract 1 on both sides, 3y is equal to 9, so y is 3. Okay, so one last problem. So 3x plus 4y is equal to 10. X is equal to 2y. And then we're going to substitute this x here. So we're going to get 3 times 2y plus 4y equals 10. So we're going to get 6y plus 4y equals 10. We're going to get 10y equals 10. So y is 1. 10 divided by 10 is 1. So let's make sure that we write that down. 3x plus 4y is equal to 10. And we're going to substitute the x in because that is what is solved for, is isolated. So 6y plus 4y is equal to 10. And so 10y is equal to 10, and so y is 1. So that concludes our Classwork video. Make sure that you're not just copying the answers. Make sure you're checking it yourself. You're stopping the video. You're trying to do the work, and then you're checking your answers. That makes you learn more than just copying. Okay, guys? Make sure that you guys are doing your homework, and then after this, you should be doing your exit ticket if you are watching this either today or tomorrow. Okay? Have a good day. See you guys later.